Talking to today already, but I see a lot of participants, so a lot of you are new here. So my name is Maaike. I work at BUAS at the Marketing and Communication Office. So I'm responsible at BUAS for the international strategy. It means that I'm trying to get us as many as possible international students from a lot of different countries. So it's a really nice job, I must say, to be part of that international community, basically. So that's me, and today I will be your main presenter to talk about BUAS, what it's like to study, our programs, and a bit of practical information as well, such as housing, on other practical matters. Also, you can put questions in the chat. I cannot see it now, but I will check them later, so we have some time to answer it. I think Diana and Marilisa, you already introduced yourself or not?
Well, yeah, Diana did. I didn't know. I did not.
Okay, Marilisa, maybe you can introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Marilisa. I'm 22 years old. I'm half Greek, half Dutch. So I grew up in Greece till my 18th and came after that to the Netherlands. I am a graduate student in international leisure and event management, and currently I'm a bit working for Breda University as well. So feel free to ask me any questions about that as well.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so a brief introduction about what Breda University of Applied Science is. We also use BUAS. So if you hear me say BUAS, it's short for Breda University of Applied Sciences. So we have around 7,000 students. In the Netherlands, we are like a medium-sized university, so we're not really big, but we are really international. So it says here 21%, but we're growing every year. So it's already around 25% now, and also with a lot of international staff. So today I talked to a lot of you, and some are maybe a bit worried that they will feel alone, or are the only internationals, or the ones that cannot speak Dutch. Well, it's a really international environment, so everybody speaks English. There's no need to learn the language. You can, though. It's nice to know a few words, but it's not necessary. So a really international environment. We teach already from 1966 on, so we're quite experienced. We started with courses, with programs in the field of tourism and leisure, so we're really experienced in that. But we came up with a lot of other programs over the years. So now we teach in different domains. We teach both master and bachelor programs, taught in English, but also some Dutch programs. But all of them you can follow in English for 3 or 4 years. For the bachelors, and we also have masters that will last 1 year. So where do we teach in? We teach in 9 different domains. So the domains of data science and artificial intelligence, that's the brand new one, in the domain of games, media, logistics, built environment, a hotel, a facility, leisure and events, and tourism. So those are the domains that we teach in. And then you will see here the whole overview of all the programs that we offer. So within these domains, you have different possibilities, so both bachelor and master programs. We will teach those at our campus in Breda. So we're located, I will tell you later a bit about it. We're located in Breda, in the southern part of the Netherlands. And we teach those programs at our campus, which is quite new, a green campus in the center of Breda, basically a few minutes by bike from the city center. We have when you see this, you see a really old building. It's an old monastery, but we rebuilt it from the inside. It's really modern. I can show you some pictures later, and we will also share some links to some videos where you can see what it's like from the inside. But it's a whole new building, and really a green area where students will love to work together and recreate together. Yeah, why should you study at BUAS? I can say that maybe, but I think my students can say that better. So Diana, maybe you want to share something about your reasons to study at Breda. Maybe you focus a bit on the way of working in the Netherlands at BUAS, specifically the way of teaching at the University of Applied Sciences.
So as the name of the university says, our BUAS is a University of Applied Sciences. And what that means is that it is very focused on practice, not so much on theory. So although obviously you get a lot of theoretical information, the purpose of our university is for students to learn by doing. And the studies are very small scale. And what that means is that there is a very strong connection between students and teachers. So you are not just one of 1,000 students for the teacher. They actually know your name and they know what you're working on, and they are always available for you to ask questions or ask for guidance. So that is great. Yeah, and there is a lot of group work. And as I said, a lot of practice, which makes studying at BUAS very entertaining, because it's not like you just focused on reading stuff. You actually do learn by doing things.
Thanks, Diana. Marilisa, maybe you can tell a little bit about, because you are already graduated, so you have some 4 years of experience with it. Maybe you could tell a little bit about the practical experience that you've got during your studies in terms of field trips or company visits or internships. Maybe you could tell a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. So in the first 2 years, you're gonna actually do mostly practical work within the school, let's say. So you're gonna work with groups, you're gonna get a little bit used, let's say, more or less to working in the environments of assignments, projects for real clients. And then during that period as well, as I said, you work for real clients. So you might go to the company itself, have a company visit, look how their environment looks like, how they work, a little bit about their ethics and their history, let's say. But you do have field trips as well. So you will go to different other companies as well to get more insights. You might do an assignment for them as well, just to get a little bit of a practical experience as well. Might do a presentation for them or give them a solution on a specific problem they have at the moment. And it really depends, of course, on your program, but you will have to do an internship as well, or an exchange program, where you will work as well for a company, or an internship company yourself. There you might choose yourself if you want to do more marketing or project management. Really depends on your field what you're going to do. But there you will learn how to work in a real company as well. And I think every program, correct me if I'm wrong, you will go on a little study trip as well. So you might go to a different country, or again, to visit companies. It really helps you build your network, prospects, and just see how it goes in the real field, let's say.
Yeah, thank you. You're totally right. It's part of it of course is different within all the programs. The companies are different, the examples and projects are different, but it's part of all the programs. You really learn by doing. You build up your CV during your studies. You build up on your network, and it really learns you what it's like after your graduation, what it's like to be in the work field. And I think that's really an advantage of studying at the University of Applied Sciences. Thank you, Marilisa. So I've already told you a thing why I think it's also great to study at BUAS is the amount of international students. So at the moment we already have around 25% international students, and all of these orange countries are countries where our students are coming from. So it's a really diverse group of students. We have around people from over 100 different countries, 69 different student nationalities. So it's really a nice mixture of students. You will basically never feel alone. It's a nice international classroom where you are going to be part of. Yeah, and also like social life, I think, well, Diana, maybe you can share, but you're a second year, so not long ago you were like starting your adventure with us, but yeah, I think it's not really hard to make friends and to meet other internationals. I don't know if you want to share a few words about that.
Yeah, it is definitely not hard because there are lots of students in Breda, and there are lots of student organizations and also clubs at BUAS where you can meet other people, just befriend them, go to student events. And also for every study, there is an introduction week which happens before you start the actual study. And during the introduction days, you get to engage in activities with other students from your course. So you already know them, you already have some activities with them. So when the school starts, you already have a base of networks, let's say. And from then on, it just gets better and better because everyone at BUAS is very friendly. Internationals are welcomed. People are used to speaking English, and you hear people speaking lots of languages all around the campus. So everyone is there to welcome you and make you feel better as an international student in the Netherlands.
Yeah, thanks, Diana. So yeah, here you can see I had some questions during the interviews today about the exchange possibilities. So if you want during your study, you want to make your experience even more international, you can go and continue for half a year, for example, continue your studies at a different university somewhere around the world. We have partner universities in all of these orange countries. So you can just do part of your studies in another country and come back and continue with your study program at BUAS. So that's also a possibility. It's up to you. It's not mandatory. So you can also stay in Breda, but it's an option. So you can make it as international as you like, basically. And we just talked about how important it is to, well, build up on your CV already during your studies and learn by doing. This is actually an overview or some examples of our industry partners. So it depends a bit on which program you are interested in. You see some companies listed here which we work with. For example, for the hotel school, we work really close together with Marriott and with Hilton. Within media, we work together with Google. Within games, we work together with Sony and PlayStation. And working together means that we get assignments from them, so that you work in project group on assignments for them, that you present your ideas to them, but also sometimes go to them for a company visit. You will really learn from the experts. And I think that's an advantage for you also if you look for internships or like a job after your graduation. So it's also nice to share. It's always hard for University of Applied Sciences. They are most of the times not part of international rankings because only like the research universities are part of it. But we are part actually of the QS ranking and the Shanghai rankings because we also offer some academic programs. So we're quite proud of it that we are part of these rankings in the fields of tourism and leisure. So that's what I wanted to show you. So next to that, we are part of a lot of Dutch rankings, and I can say that we're proud that almost all programs are ranked quite high in the Netherlands as well. So I think also like quality wise, you will make a good choice there. Yeah, I will just go briefly into all of the programs that we offer, like really briefly, because I cannot go into detail about all programs because then we will take a while. But just brief to tell you about what we do offer. if you want to know more about, if you haven't applied yet, or you are not sure yet and you want to know more about a program, we do offer program webinars at our website. Maybe Marlisa, you can just search for the link at our website to the webinar page. So when people want to register for a particular program webinar, you can do so at our website. And then I will just tell a little bit about each course. So we do offer a program in built environment. This program is really about creating the ideal living and working situation, basically within a city. Nowadays, lots of people want to live in big cities. You can imagine that it's becoming really busy in the city. So this is really about how to make sure that it's still interesting to live in a city, how to make sure that traffic is good, that there are enough places to live, enough places to recreate, to have offices, how to build up a city, basically. So it's about mobility, urban planning, urban design. Those are important topics within this program. So it's about architecture and sustainability in a city. Yeah, that's what built environment is about. So all of these programs are in English. Then we have also a course in facility management, international facility management. This course I always have to explain because a lot of people don't know what it is, but it's one of our most broadened management programs, I think, because this is basically, well, nowadays we spend a lot of time in public areas, such as, for example, football stadiums for concerts, but also offices or shopping malls. And a facility manager basically makes sure that everything is arranged well. So, for example, if you have a concert in a football stadium, there needs to be catering, there needs to be security, there needs to be, well, everything technically has to be right. And facility manager makes sure that it's all arranged. So it's basically the connector between all the different apartments. So you're like above all the different departments and make sure that it's that everything is well arranged. It can be in an event sector, but it also can be in an office or in a big other company, basically. So yeah, as you might know, we have our own hotel school, so hotel management. As I told you, we work together with Hilton. We also have a Hilton class for the most talented students can be part of the Hilton class. And that means that you can do your assignments and your internships at Hilton. You will get extra classes there. It's an interesting opportunity, I think. But this is really a good example of practical and theoretical knowledge combined, because we have an in-house training company called Sibylicious. We have our own restaurant, our own catering area, or our own reception or service desk in our university. So as a student, you really learn by doing, especially in the first year. You also serve in the restaurants, you get wine classes, you learn about how to serve, how to, really the practical issues in the first year. And it's nice that in the second year, you will be the manager of the first year students. So it's really learning by doing, and you learn what it's like to be in the field. And of course, you learn here to become a manager. So you also learn, of course, about marketing, management, finance, sales. It's a combination of both. So that's a bit about our hotel school. Well, leisure and events, I think, Marlisa, you can tell best because you are the graduate in this. So maybe you can share your experience.
Indeed. So when we talk about leisure and events, we can define it a bit as the free time of the human being after their work. So everything you do besides your work. Think about sports, events, conferences, business-wise as well. Attractions and theme parks. So it has really a lot of different domains as well in it. For me, I chose leisure and events as in the international course within more music events. So I focus myself on festivals, event management, but the nice part of it is that you really learn a lot of different phases within it. So you will learn how to project manage, you will learn about how to run a business, you'll learn about marketing and media, but also about the financial part of it. So you really have lots of different domains, I guess, you're going to focus on. So in the end, when you're done with your study, as the bachelor one at least, you really know how to handle everything from A to Z. So I think that's a little bit about leisure and events.
Yeah, thank you, Marilisa. I think that's a good add for all courses. Most of the time, the first year is quite general about everything within the sector. So you have to learn what the industry entails. And after that, you have a lot of possibilities to specialize. So, for example, within, well, as Marilisa told, within leisure, you have the event sector, but you also have attraction and theme parks, for example, social innovation. There are a lot of different specialization which you can focus on in the second year, specialize even further in the third year. So that's I think in almost all programs you have that opportunity, because most of the time you just start with a program because you think, okay, this is the thing that I like, but you don't really know what it involves, because it's really new, right? So first it's really general, you learn everything about the sector, and after that you can specialize, and because then you learn and you know really about it. So that's how it works basically. So yeah, within leisure and events, we also have the track Bachelor of Science Leisure Study. It's a bit more focused on research. It's a three-year track, and depending on your previous education, you can also attend that one. But this is a bit more well, research focus. It's so it's also involves less practical experience. So it's more up to you also what you prefer. And we also have two courses in logistics management and logistics engineering. The difference between, well, logistics is of course all about making sure that the goods, people, flows, well, product flows are coming from A to B the most efficient way, or the most fastest way to the lower cost, most sustainable. And the economical part focuses more on the on of course the economical side, so to the lowest cost, and the engineering side focuses more on the technical part of it. So it's also about warehousing, for example, and the technical aspects of the logistics flows. You can also, if you're interested in logistics, follow those two programs at once. You only do a few extra classes and you will get a double degree within logistics. Then the course within our domain media called Creative Business, that's the program where Diana is in. So I would like to ask her to tell about that one.
Yes, so the Creative Business course program is about media concept and all the thought process that goes behind media products, and how you market them to your target audience. And by media concepts and media products, I'm talking about TV, about radio, publishing, AV, audiovisual, which also make use of the latest trends and technologies such as VR and AR. So yeah, you learn about all the steps that go into creating a successful TV show or a successful radio show or a successful magazine, but you also learn a bit of business. So in order to understand your consumer and in order to understand the best way to market your product on the market. Yeah.
Thanks, Diana. I think that's really clear. It's also nice to mention that in our university, we have our own radio station, our own editing rooms. So it's also really a creative, creative atmosphere, I think, at the university, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next field is tourism. Marilisa, can you share a bit about that?
Okay, so about tourism, I think it's for the people that would go even a little bit broader than abroad, let's say. It really entails, you will really learn actually things about cultures, the tourism sector in general, what it entails, but you will also be analyzing consumer behavior. So you're gonna really see what consumers want from based on trends and developments. Next on that, you'll design their experience around it. So yeah, as we know now, tourism is evolving more and more and more, such as the other sectors, of course, as well. But within tourism, you'll really design the experience for the consumer that will travel. So by this, you can be either a city marketeer, or you'll be more of an experienced market manager. You'll go more abroad, let's say, focusing on specific markets and specific destinations. I think that's it mostly, or maybe you want to add something, Micah? I don't know.
Well, I think it's also important to mention here that first year is really broad, and from the second year on and third year on, you can specialize. Either you want to be more involved with the tourism destination itself, or more involved with the travel industry, or so aviation part of it. You can also specialize in the third year more into, for example, e-tourism. So it's also a really important part nowadays. So like the whole tourism sector is changing a lot. So everything is going to be online, right? So e-tourism is a really important factor. And also sustainable tourism is also a hot topic at the moment, of course. And yeah, the whole world has changed due to COVID, and especially within the tourism sector. So you also learn really how to deal with those trends and developments within the sector, basically. Also within this course, same as for leisure, we have a Bachelor of Science. So we do this together with the Wageningen University. So this one is, again, a bit more research focused. So that's a bit less of practical experience in there. So it's also a possibility if you have the right previous education. And that's basically up to you what fits you more.
Yeah, I think this one is more academic anyways.
Yeah.
And be more focusing on consulting people and creating strategies for specific organizations as well.
It's more the advisor role. Yeah. So the last domain is the domain of games. So we have, of course, creative media, game technology. Of course, this is all about making computer games. It's one of the best courses in the world within this sector. As I told you, we work together with Sony and with PlayStation. Within this field, you have 3 different specializations. So you can either focus on programming, or on visual art, or on design and production. So 3 different tracks here. It's up to you where you want to put your focus on. If you're passionate about this subject, it's really a good choice. It's not easy to get in, I must say. Some of you already have applied for this, I know. But if you prepare well, and then it's doable. And I know that students that are in this program are really satisfied about it. So that's a bit about games. Then our totally new program, here it says games, but it has not really to do with games. But first, we were not allowed yet to have it as an own program because it was really new. So we had to do it as a specialization among games. But now it is an own program, so not part of games anymore, but we have our own program, data science and artificial intelligence. So it's not a differentiation anymore of the game program. It's an own program. It's also a 3 or 4 years English thought program. And of course, it's all about the new technologies. It's the future artificial intelligence. It's really a combination again of theoretical and practical knowledge. It's about it's about programming, it's about automation, it's about machine learning, it's about prediction, working with data. We have our own robots at BUAS who you can work with, who you can make pretend who you can do projects with. So it's really a new program. We're the first University of Applied Sciences in the Netherlands which can teach this program. Normally this is teaching research university, so really focus on the theoretical part, and we're the first in the Netherlands that do this at a University of Applied Sciences. So that means that it's both you get the theory, but it's also really practical, and you really work with the data, and you really get assignments of companies that have, for example, a data set, and I'm going to ask you as a student to do predictions with it and work with it. So I think that's really cool. We have a lot of interest for this program because, well, it's the future. So it's a really nice and good choice for you, I think. So as I mentioned before, we also offer master programs. I will not go into detail about them because we do not have all the time, unfortunately, but we do offer masters in the fields of games, media, leisure and events, logistics, and tourism. Those are all 1 year programs, English taught programs. We also have like webinars about all of these programs by the program coordinators on our website. So I would recommend, if you're interested in one of the master programs, please follow one of the webinars about them. A little bit about Breda, about the city where we're in. So we are located in the southern part of the Netherlands. You all probably know Amsterdam. It's like an hour away from us. So we are more to the south. We're near the Belgian border. But as the Netherlands is not really big, it's only 1 hour by train. So most of the times you fly to Amsterdam or to Eindhoven, and it's both really good connected to Breda. What I do like about Breda as well as an international student, it's a good place to discover all the other places in the Netherlands. But also other places in Europe, basically. It's only half an hour from Antwerp, but it's also 4 hours from Paris by car. So it's really nice to explore also different cities within from Breda on. Maybe Marilisa, you want to share your experience with Breda?
Well, yeah, it did work. Well, yeah, I've been living now for 4 or 5 years, to be honest, in Breda, same place, same house. It really has, yeah, it's a bit different than the other cities. They would call it gezellig, let's say. It means cozy. It's a cozy city, let's say. So really people are welcome, lots of students, but also, of course, a lot of families around. There's lots to do, especially when the weather is good at the moment, such as the moment. So we have a really nice park. We have lots of terraces, bars, clubs to go to. Yeah, so you do have lots of activities to go to. The people are really nice. It's really easy to, well, it is pretty easy to find a job as well as an international student, especially in the hospitality sector as well. But for the rest, yeah, I've been really enjoying it here, and yeah, I've been having a really good time. So it's very welcome, let's say. Let's call it like.
Thanks. Diana, do you want to add something?
No, I think Marilisa covered almost everything. Maybe that there are also lots of events that you can partake in, such yeah, it's illustrated on the slide, such as festivals, concerts, and you can also go on boat rides.
Yeah, it's nice, right? Especially when the weather is good. Yeah. Okay, I just want to go over to the practical matters part. Well, a few things to mention about admission. I think well, your counselors can help you a lot with this, so I will not go into detail about the application. But important to mention, if you've not applied yet and you want to start in September, please keep the deadline of the 1st of May into account. That's really important. We have a few programs with selection, and a few programs with study choice activities, but for all, it's for the programs with selection, you need to apply for the 1st of May. For the programs without selection with study choice activities, I would definitely recommend you to apply before the 1st of May. But I think housing is, I already saw in chat that somebody was asking for that. I think housing is an important topic to mention. And Marilisa, maybe you can share the link to the page at the website about housing. Because what I always think is important to share is that that it's not easy to find a room. It's nowhere in the Netherlands it's easy to find a room. But I don't want to scare you about it, but I just want to be honest that it's important that to start on time. by searching for it. So it's really doable, because also Diana and Marlisa do live in a student house, so it's really doable. But it's important to start on time, and we created a housing manual, which you can find on our website. We'll share the link with you. But Diana, maybe you can like tell a little bit about the situation, housing situation. How do you live? How do you search for it?
My experience with finding accommodation was signing myself up on a lot of websites for housing agencies, and these websites are mentioned in the housing manual that's going to be in the chat. And I also joined lots of Facebook groups where rooms or other accommodation places are advertised. I had to keep an eye on these websites and on Facebook, and to give messages when I liked an accommodation. And eventually I had 2 accommodation places. So last year I lived in a student house, which was a very nice experience. We were 6 girls in the house, and we shared the kitchen, bathroom, and we also had a common place. But this year I was looking for something more private, so I'm living in a house just with one friend. But there are lots of opportunities of types of accommodation for every need. Even like if you want to live more individually, you can rent a studio or an apartment for yourself. But if you like the community feeling when you are at home, you can live in a student house with other students or in a student building.
And Marlisa, do you want to add something to that?
Yeah. For me, it's actually a bit of the same story. I've been living for 5 years now in a student house together with other 5 girls. I found my room via Facebook. So I would recommend indeed to sign yourself up on Facebook groups or on the different sites, the click for rooms kind of stuff. Those do help, and I would start in advance for sure, especially if you're living abroad. There is as well a campus, as in not a specific campus at the university itself, but it's next to it. It's called Campus 076, I think I'm sure it's that one. But those are studios. They're a little bit more expensive, but those are really organized and clean. And yeah, it's just studios with lots of other students as well. So maybe if you're on time, you can check that one out as well. But yeah, just start in advance. That's the only big tip I would give.
Yeah, that was also the most important advice. And what's on time, I think when you know for sure that you want to study here, just start. I would also say start around May. So and start by reading. What's the first step? Reading the housing manual, because there are all the websites and Facebook groups that Marlisa and Diana just mentioned. They're in there. And we also have a housing buddy from May on. That's a colleague of mine who will be there only for accommodation related questions. So we're always there to help you, basically.
Are there any questions? Our guests were kind enough to share a lot of information, but if there are any specific questions, we recommend that you drop them in the chat or even open your mics.
I'm checking the chat, but I don't think there are questions in there, right? Only about the housing, but I think we answered that.
Yeah.
Just let me know when there are some questions in chat, because I cannot see it.
How much fun is it to learn?
Sorry?
I read it right. There's a question.
Let me check. How much fun is it? How much fun is it? Yeah, I think you can better answer that, Diana and Marlisa. I would say it's fun, but I don't know. It's already a while that I was studying, so maybe you can answer that. Diana, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it is indeed very fun. But I must say that my experience during the first year was not as good as it could be because of COVID restrictions, but it was still nice and it is fun. to be at school and to interact with teachers and to interact with your classmates and to work practically on projects. Yeah, the fact that you can specialize yourself in the things that you like the most makes learning even more fun.
Nice. There is another one. Is public transportation free?
No, it is not. Like as a basic, it is not. But if you get a job and you work for 56 hours per month, then you can get a travel discount, and you can either choose if you want to have free transport during the week or during the weekend. And for the other, like if you chose free transport during the week, during the weekend, you still have a 40% discount.
And to add to that, what's the most cheapest way to get around is by bike. So you probably both have a bike, right? You cannot really go without a bike in the Netherlands, and that's really cheap. You just buy a bike for maybe 50 euros, and you can use it during your whole study period. So that's basically a good option to get around.
And you can also rent bikes for like 15 euros.
Yeah. Well, there's another question on how did you manage to adapt in a foreign country?
For me personally, it was not so difficult because I found Breda and the university and the people in Breda very welcoming. I did not feel like an outsider. I just felt like normal. There are lots of internationals here, and everyone is very understanding of the fact that you might not know how things go around here, of the fact that you don't know Dutch. And I think, people are there to help you, not to make you feel, I don't know, like an outsider. I don't know. Yeah, Marlisa, did you experience it differently?
Oh, not really, because, well, in the first place, for me, the culture was already kind of known. But to be honest, I had the same, and everyone is so welcome here. Of course, I didn't know rules and stuff either, but you learn as you live here, of course. Of course, it's a bit difficult because you're further away from your family, so you just can't go for just a weekend to your parents or friends. But yeah, you make here new friends, and you build a new life. So in the end, everything goes how it should go, I guess, and everyone is just nice and happy and welcome. So I think, I didn't really have a different experience.
Thank you. I think I don't see other questions in chat. Do you? All right.
If there are no other questions, I'd like to add that if you are interested in studying at BUAS, we are here to help you. EDMUNDO team, the counselors, are here to help you with the process of applying, and just dare to dream, because it can be possible for you too.
Yeah, I think that's a good add. I do want to share one last thing, because next week we do offer some sessions in English and also in Romanian, and those are, well, it's not a presentation, it's really a Q&A session with on Wednesday English speaking students, and on Thursday in Romanian. It will really be a Q&A session about student experience. So you can ask like all practical matters, what it's like to live there, where do you do your groceries, well, I don't know, questions about life in the Netherlands, in Breda. So, well, it would be great if you are interested. I think this is a great way to get yourself informed even more. So that's a thing that I want to add. I see one question coming in: how easy it is for students to find a job after they graduate. I think that depends a lot on the program that you are in, of course, and the time of the period that you are graduating. For example, within logistics, within games, it's really people will have within built environment, you will have jobs straight away. To be honest, and I think that's quite logical, within the leisure and event sector and tourism sector, hotel industry, it was a bit harder over the last few years due to COVID, but now it's getting booming again. So it also depends on the period of time that you're graduating, but I think in general, BUAS is quite known in the industry, so you will have like a good diploma to go into the work field. I think that's the most important thing to mention here.
And probably it also depends a lot on your motivation to find a job. I think this is also important.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you, lovely ladies, for attending this session today. Thank you, Maika. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Marilisa.
You're welcome.
Now I would like to invite our colleague from FINS to talk about the loan. So I'll give him the word. Thank you and have a lovely day if you want to.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you all and good luck. Good luck with your choice.
Hello.
I work for FINS. I'm a financial consultant. And today I want to present you a little bit about our companies and just some details about us. So our company, let me just share my screen first. Host disabled. Yeah, apparently I cannot share my screen. It says that the host disabled the participant screen sharing.
I will try to make it work for you, but please give me a second because I'm new.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Then I can just talk.
Yeah.
And we don't need to show the slides.
Can you try again? It should work now.
Started a few years ago. Okay. Yes, it's working. Perfect. So basically, FINS started a few years ago with the aim or the main goal of helping young people who want to and who are basically facing, one of the most common. We are a non-banking financial institution. We are very flexible. We think your loan according to your needs. All the plans that we basically create for you guys are customized according to the needs that you have in order for you to be able to have this fantastic student experience. I will try to be very, sorry. What did you say?
I think you're having some.
I thought you mentioned something.
Connection.
Oh, can you hear me well?
Now it's better, but let's see.
Yeah, hopefully, I hope the signal will be good for this session. So we have partnerships with more than 30 universities from Europe. We are working closely with educational agents from different countries from Europe. We are very flexible in terms of the amount of money that you need to borrow in order for your educational journey to start. And we work closely with our teams at EDMUNDO from Romania and Greece. What are the main advantages if you decide to go for a loan from FINS? There are many advantages because we are not a banking institution. As I've mentioned, we are a non-banking financial institution. We are trying to put your comfort, your safety, and your needs first. So we have the following advantages. We will not ask for any prior employment data or earning history. We will not ask for any real estate guarantee. Usually a regular bank will do that. We will provide a grace period during your study period, but also after your program will finish for 6 months or 12 months, 6 months for undergraduate studies. Later on, I will tell you more about this. Your loan will be flexible. That means that you will be the one that will have to decide, okay, how much money do I need for the tuition fee, the food, the transport, the internet, all the additional costs that are related to your student experience. And the loan will go directly to your bank account. How you will basically use this loan will be customized to meet your monthly needs. And one truly important factor is that the repayment will be structured in a way that will be affordable for you, with long repayment period, up to 10 or 5 years, usually 10 years for the undergraduate and 5 years for the master programs. Perfect. When we think about your loan, because we want to put your comfort first, and we want you to have a fantastic student experience, we try to organize this loan process in 3 different categories, let's say. The first one will be the study period, in which you will have to pay just a monthly interest and an administration fee of 15 euros. Before your first installment received, you will have to pay a one-time granting fee of 250 euros. But these are the only costs part of your study period. After your study period, because we know that you need time to find a job, you will have a grace period of 6 months, in which you will not have to pay the loan, so you will not have to start the repayment period, but you will pay a monthly interest and administration fee. And then you will have the final repayment period, in which you will have to basically start paying the actual loan. What's really important here is that after the 6 months of the repayment, your interest will decrease, so you will have to pay less. In order for you to make a better overview, I would recommend you to use the financial calculator from the FINS website. This is probably the best option. Your interest will look like how much money you receive, how much money you will have to pay according to the amount of money you want to borrow, and it's a really, really good start. All of this you can find on the website right here, the FINS loan calculator. As I've mentioned, we have a very simple process. We are trying to be very, very simple in terms of the application process, because it's easier for you. There are just 3 main rules that must be respected in order for you guys to apply. You must have an EU citizenship, have no other debts towards a financial institution, and of course applying to university in Europe, which all of you do. So it's really, really easy. We are very accessible. Okay. On the website, and also with the help of the girls from EDMUNDO, you have the chance to see all the documents that are required in order for you to apply for a loan. You can see them here in download application process, resources. It's very, very simple. Don't be scared. You don't have to prepare any complicated, document. It's just a CV, a recommendation letter, an academic transcript, a budget, which is really important, but you will also receive guidance from your educational counselor from EDMUNDO. More or less are the same documents that you have to prepare for the university as well. But they are really, really important because your application must be complete when you submit it. So all these documents can be seen on the website as well. And what's, let's say, really essential is to send us your acceptance letter. It doesn't matter if it's conditional or unconditional. We just need to see that you've been approved in a program, you know. Okay, that's it from me. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help you.
So if you're interested in this loan, please, now it's your time to ask the questions. Because Alex is here and it's easier for you to find out important details. If there are no more questions, I think we can end it here. Thank you all for your presence. And remember to contact your EDMUNDO counselor if you want to apply to Breda University or anywhere else. Have a lovely day. Thank you, Alex. And bye, everyone.
And we can't wait to see you later on in the application process.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.